I truly believe I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. Let's start with the elf concealer. Just getting ready for the day. Let me know in the comments, do you feel this way? Have you felt this way before? I've definitely heard of divorced single moms being single for many years and going through like a single season and then partnering in the future. So never say never, but yeah, I see it as a blessing from God that I feel this way because for a long time I had longing to date and be partnered and whatever because there was a belief that it was connected to my survival, right? That I needed a man to survive because that was in my DNA from my ancestors. You know, makes total sense why I would think that. But I think I'm working on reprogramming that belief and now I just can't imagine even like a good man, you know, like a good partner. And I even changed the setting when I was using the dating app still. I even changed the settings to women just to see what it was out there. I was like, maybe I'll have the midlife lesbian experience. Like, maybe that's what this is. But no, I think I don't want another person in my life right now, in my space, taking up my energy. All of my energy is going towards my purpose in life, which is to be a healer. And, you know, I can't help but think of like monks and nuns where the life of a healer or of a spiritual seeker or whatever. A reluctant one at that. Don't get me wrong. I didn't set out to be like a spiritual person, but it just kind of happened. But anyway, traditionally, those people, you know, monks and nuns and priests, have a tradition of celibacy. And I think that's for a reason. So, yeah, that's what's on my mind right this second. I'm just getting ready for work. I see clients for counseling today, and then I'm also going to create some content for my Thriving Solo course. And I'll link that in the box. I feel a little overwhelmed by how much content is in my head and trying to like structure it in a way that makes sense and including, you know, enough information to make it valuable, but not so much that it's like overwhelming. So I already have like a low offer, like an affirmations plan, as well as two courses. So I'm just eager to get that all started, and I've been posting on the brand new Instagram page. So you know how that is trying to build up a new account from scratch. It's kind of like crickets at first, but I've done it before. I've actually started like 9 different Instagrams, which feels a little crazy to say. Oh, I'm trying to get this mirror so that I can see my hairline, but it's not working. Overcoming my visibility wounds where being on camera is a little bit triggering because I've always felt like I was kind of ugly, you know. But this is just the vessel. You know, this is just the physical and I could do more to take care of myself, you know what I mean? Like multiple things I need to like go to a doctor for. Like I need to engage in self-care. All right, what am I doing with my brows? I guess I brought over this e.l.f. pencil and this new Maybelline Super Lock eyebrow gel. I really like this when I used it for the first time yesterday. I used a new concealer. It was the NYX Wonder Snatch concealer. And I'm actually going to pass that along to my mom because the shade was too yellow and the formula, I felt like it really um, enhanced my pores, made my pores look more visible and bigger. I just didn't like how it looked on me. So that was a bummer. Had high hopes. Need to clean up my brows a little bit. I got a lot of stray hairs in here, but I just don't care that much, you know? And I've been working so much, I'm so tired. Like yesterday, just like the PMS and burnout hit me like a truck. I was just like, I don't want to do anything. I feel so tired. So I had a slow morning today, and I think that is helping me regain some energy for doing good work for people. That's what it's all about. I was rereading a book that I had read in the past called Codependent No More, and it's interesting. So addictions is like within the scope of psychology and counseling, but it's also its own separate field with its own research. And it's catching my attention recently because there is this historical tie between addiction, addictive behaviors, whether that's drugs and alcohol or eating disorders, you know, all the different things we do that can become compulsive. There's a link between that and spirituality, right? Like the 12 step, you know, the Alcoholics Anonymous method um, emphasizes connectedness and spirituality as part of the recovery process. And I was watching something from Alan Watts where, and I've heard other people say this, like the addict is closer to a spiritual awakening because the craving that they feel for the substance is the same craving that humans feel to be connected to God or spirit or source or whatnot. Yeah, this is a brow glue, and I really like it. The e.l.f. concealer is a little heavy too on the skin, but I wanted something a little hydrating. My skin felt a little dry, and I think the shade is a nice shade for me. Tomorrow, I'm getting a massage, and I'm having my hair done, like my roots and probably a trim. And I put some toner, you know, red copper toner in my hair yesterday so that when she does the roots, it'll match better because it's faded quite a bit. Just gonna use a Milani lip liner. So yeah, it's going well. When you're not allowed to have boundaries growing up, when you're raised by an immature parent, a parent with mental illness or addictions, you kind of have like a weak ego. Like you've become hypervigilant to the needs of others to survive. And so you don't really spend time exploring who you are and what you want and like. Or it becomes like a rejection based identity, right? Like, well, I know I don't want that, so I'll be anti that, anti religion, my family's religion or whatever. But that's not really an identity, and identity is like life affirming. So I think that's where I'm at right now is like trying to build my ego. And of course, I'm building it in the service of others because all I do is caretake 24/7, either my clients or my children. Um, but tomorrow I have a massage appointment and a hair appointment. So I'm trying to like do self care and build my ego and self-worth through that. This is pretty good, the NYX Fat Matte, little clicky situation. I think makeup and shopping is a way I've tried to do that. But even when I do the things, like, I just I don't think I have a very strong ego. So maybe I just need to accept that. Maybe that's okay to be that way. There's some evolutionary purpose for that, and that'll be a strength. House Labs blush is so beautiful. I really love that. Whoa, I kind of went a little overboard. Whoa. I feel like I made myself look a little insane, but hopefully on camera it won't be so harsh as it is in real life. I actually brought over a little bit of eyeshadow today. We're almost done. Is there anything else that I want to talk about? I don't know. It's definitely like a rainy summer. Like some summers are just more rainy than others. And I remember being a kid some years and wanting to go play outside, but it was like constantly raining every day. And that's how I felt like this year too. Like there have been some sunny and warm days, but it's been pretty mild where I live, and which is fine, but I think that e.l.f. concealer stays a little emollient, which is why the powder products I put on top of it without setting are really sticking down. But I'm not a big fan of setting my face with powder, especially not in the summer. Something I more do in winter. Um, so it's fine. It's going fine. I'm just noticing how things are applying. I'm excited to film. I'm going to film a sound healing affirmations video with my sound bowls you could see in the back there. Yeah, I'm just trying to stay positive and high vibe and focus on the positive end of the stick, because sometimes when you're talking about things, you tend to talk about the problems. So with Thriving Solo, it's kind of like talking about being done with dating. But what I really want to, and I do want to address, the grief that comes along with that. But ultimately what I'm wanting to focus, what my message is like life can be great on your own. And that is congruent with my experience. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the happiest, healthiest, and most successful that I've ever been since I stopped dating. Just gonna put on some Essence mascara and then we'll be done. So yeah, all my identities are kind of merging. Like the stuff that I'm talking about on this channel is kind of related to my professional work and my kind of new business venture. And then I'm even gonna bring like my dance kind of identity into the coursework at one point. So it's all going well. It's just hard to keep up when I like change and expand so quickly. Like I want to get it all out there while it's still relevant, while it's still happening before I move on to the next thing, which I don't even know what that's going to be. And then I get my kids tonight. I'm excited to see them. I love them so much. One's on summer break and one's going to a day program. And yeah, my youngest is starting kindergarten this year, so that's the point at which moms tend to get their freedom back a little bit when the kids are more independent. But I know that doesn't mean that they don't need me, they just are a little more self-sufficient than they were. I like wearing earrings, but I also like wearing my hair in front of my ears lately. I really like red hair. It's very much become part of my identity for the past few years, especially since my like divorce era, really. But I'm thinking about going back to dark for the fall. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna talk to my hairdresser about it, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and I'll see you next time.